Most common symptoms of bad fuel pressure regulators. There are a lot of problems that a bad fuel pressure regulator can cause. The fuel pressure regulator ensures that the correct fuel pressure is supplied to your fuel injector, allowing optimal engine operation. When the fuel pressure regulator is damaged, it becomes challenging to ensure that fuel pressure doesn't go too high or too low. But irrespective of the numerous hazards and all that will happen when the fuel pressure goes out, can a bad fuel pressure regulator cause stalling? Yes. A bad fuel pressure regulator can lead to stalling. When your fuel pressure regulator becomes bad, it becomes impossible to maintain the proper fuel pressure. If fuel pressure drops low, the bad fuel pressure will cause your car to stall, even when you are driving or trying to accelerate. Let's discuss how a bad fuel pressure regulator can cause stalling. Causes of a bad fuel pressure regulator. As I mentioned previously, a bad fuel pressure regulator can cause a car to stall. However, a few factors will determine if the bad fuel pressure regulator will cause stalling or trigger some other issues. The impact of a bad fuel regulator is determined by the car and the faults of the fuel regulator. This will determine if the fuel regulator will default to low or high fuel pressure. The low fuel pressure regulator will cause the car to stall, resulting in engine misfire, rough idling, and reduced acceleration. The high fuel pressure will cause your engine to run rough, resulting in reduced fuel economy and the release of black smoke from your exhaust system. On an overall scale, a bad fuel regulator can reduce the fuel pressure that your engine receives, thereby causing it to stall. Will a car run with a bad fuel pressure regulator? Yes, a car can run with a bad fuel pressure regulator, but it is not something we recommend trying. Your car can run with a bad fuel regulator if the impact is not obvious. Bad fuel regulators impact your acceleration and efficiency, making your engine run rich. Your car will run if it is running on rich fuel. It will only stall if the required fuel demand is not met, and your car won't start. For your car to start with a bad fuel pressure regulator, the amount of fuel that the fuel regulator can regulate is a necessary factor that you should consider. A bad fuel regulator can trigger a leak in your fuel delivery system, which will impact the pressure capacity on the fuel line and fuel intakes. Your car can run on a reduced or increased fuel pressure until your pump burns out, the fuel line explodes, or the injectors ruptures. It will run rough or experience some difficulty starting. However, driving with a bad fuel pressure regulator is entirely unsafe. Can a fuel pressure regulator be bad without leaking? Yes, a fuel pressure regulator can be bad without leaking. There are a lot of symptoms of a bad fuel pressure regulator, and leaking is one of them. This does not mean that all bad fuel pressure regulators will leak. Your bad fuel regulator will only leak if there is damage or rupture in the diaphragm or external seals. You should look for other bad fuel pressure regulator symptoms to decide if your fuel pressure regulator is still good. Can a faulty fuel pressure regulator cause rough idle? Yes. A faulty fuel pressure regulator can cause your car to rough idle. This happens when the fuel pressure regulator has influenced a lean fuel mixture or caused a low fuel pressure. This will cause your car to rough idle when warm or even experience stalling and engine misfires. However, it can be tricky when you're trying to decide whether the cause of your car's rough idling is a faulty fuel regulator. Other factors can cause a rough idle. If your car's driving experience is not affected, your engine doesn't stall or misfire, or it only idles rough, you should consider checking and cleaning out the throttle, butterfly shaft, and housing. What happens if the fuel pressure regulator is stuck open? If your fuel pressure regulator is stuck open, it will build up more pressure than normal. This will trigger the delivery of excess fuel to your engine cylinders by the fuel injectors, thereby causing a rich fuel-air mixture. This can also create a surge in your engine, causing a reduction in acceleration. Is it possible to clean a fuel pressure regulator? Yes. You can clean a fuel pressure regulator. Cleaning a fuel pressure regulator is not such hard work. You can do that even without professional experience. To clean your fuel pressure regulator, get a white piece of cloth and start disassembling the regulator. This sounds tricky, but you can begin with disconnecting the fuel pump fuse, removing pressure from the fuel system, detaching the vacuum line, and removing the O-ring. Use the white cloth you have to clean through the insides and outsides of the regulator. Remove all excess fuel and debris. When you are done, assemble and install the fuel regulator. Cleaning your fuel pressure regulator will make it function properly and improve fuel efficiency. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel and leave your comments below. Thanks for watching.